9. That's up a dime from where it was yesterday.
On air, online, and on Alexa.
Coming up in 2 minutes, where a man and a woman were shot in Indianapolis Tuesday night. The charge an 18-year-old in Shelby County is now facing in connection to a girl's death. And what more the National Weather Service can tell us about Monday's storms. That and more after Fox News. From the Dugan Air Heating and Cooling Mitsubishi Electric Studios, you're listening to 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 9 o'clock.
Iran can't get their act together. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Trump wrote that on Truth Social this morning, adding Iran better get smart soon. In a post that includes a picture portraying the president holding a machine gun under the words, "No more Mr. Nice Guy." He said this during a white tie state dinner honoring Britain's King Charles.
And we're never going to let that opponent ever, Charles agrees with me even more than I do, we're never going to let that opponent have a nuclear weapon. They know that.
Now, the Wall Street Journal reporting Trump tells aides to prepare for extended blockade of Iran. Quote, he assessed that his other options, resume bombing or walk away from the conflict, carried more risk than maintaining the blockade.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson in Dubai.
While the blockade aims to shut down the oil trade in Iran, its effects are also being felt at home as the price of gasoline is now the highest since July 2022.
AAA's national average for regulars up a nickel this morning, now $4.22 a gallon as oil prices rise another 4%. An hour from now, War Secretary Pete Hegseth will face questions at a House hearing, especially from Democrats critical of the Iran conflict. And also today, the House Oversight Committee gets a briefing from Secret Service on the White House Correspondents' Dinner attack. And among the questions, if the suspect, Cole Allen, is the one who fired the shot that hit an agent in the bulletproof vest.
Politico says the DOJ isn't sure. They write prosecutors believe that Allen fired at least one round from a 12-gauge shotgun. That's evident from the fact that Allen has been charged with one count of discharging a firearm during a crime of violence. But he's not been charged with assaulting law enforcement. Investigators at the FBI's Quantico lab are working to confirm ballistic results.
Fox's Griff Jenkins. Allen is due back in court tomorrow. A tornado has flattened parts of North Texas. Mineral wells got hit hard.
We've had multiple homes severely damaged and some people are displaced. The Mineral Wells ISD has opened up the cafeteria at the high school.
Police Chief Tim Dennison. Several people were injured, but so far they've not found anyone dead in all the destruction. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Another busy night for Indy police. Cloudy and 55 in downtown Indianapolis. Today's high in the mid-60s, right around 65. A little bit of sun possible for this afternoon. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 9:02. A woman is now dead after being shot on Indy's northeast side late last night. IMPD says the woman was taken to an area hospital in critical condition, but died at the hospital early this morning. Police detained 2 persons of interest, but they were later released. Another shooting happened on the city's east side last night involving a man. He's stable. IMPD is asking for people to call them or Crime Stoppers if they have more information. The National Weather Service confirming that a few tornadoes touched down Monday afternoon in Morgan and Jackson counties. 2 tornadoes were in Morgan County Monday night. The one in Jackson County hit northwest of Seymour with winds up to 105 miles per hour. It was ruled an EF1.
It's heartbreaking. My husband and his family have put over 150 years of work into this place.
Rebecca Claycamp speaking to Wish TV after seeing the damage at their home and barns from the twister. Thankfully, no injuries were reported. Shelby County prosecutors are charging 18-year-old Jaden McQueary with reckless homicide in the death of 17-year-old Adelina Perez. Police say the two were part of a group at a home in Shelbyville on April 20th. Witnesses told police that at one point, McQueary pulled out a gun and started pointing it around the room and then at Perez. It discharged, hitting Perez and killing her. According to prosecutors, McQueary was charged with reckless homicide and not murder because there was no evidence of absolute intent to kill. McQueary currently has a trial date scheduled for August 25th. Another jump in gas prices this week. Overnight, the average price in Indiana shot up 10 cents to $4.09, says AAA. The national average is now $4.23. The NCAA is looking to expand March Madness to 76 teams for both the men's and women's tournaments. That was announced on Tuesday. The expansion is said to be on track to be formalized in the coming weeks and would begin for this upcoming season. season. And over at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, drivers on the oval Tuesday beginning preparations for the Indianapolis 500. It was the first of 2 days of the annual April Open test. Andretti driver Marcus Ericsson.
The countdown really kicks in, I feel like, when you get out on track and doing the first laps of the year. It's exciting. You know, we're going to a busy time with the road course race, practice, qualifying week, and obviously the race. So it's just a build-up that starts from today.
Ericsson, a former winner of the race. The fastest driver for the day was Indiana's own Connor Daly. He had a massive toe lap at 225.39 miles per hour. More testing is happening today at the track, weather permitting. Another check of the roads. How are we looking, Matt Bear?
Jared, we look at the southeast side, and that's a crash southbound 465 after I-74 on the shoulder and backed up to Washington Street, US 40. Westbound 70 delayed 7 minutes, Emerson Avenue into the north split. South side northbound 65 is stopped from South Keystone Avenue into the south split, and that's a delay of 12 minutes. Eastbound 70 stop and go West Street into the south split. North side eastbound 465 stop and go traffic Michigan Road over 231. Traffic sponsored by Fox One. Fox One is now streaming live on Fox One. Get breaking news, in-depth analysis, and perspectives from the voices you trust, all one place. Stream Fox News on Fox One. See Fox One for complete terms and conditions. Download today. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
The exterior of your home says a lot about the owner. What you're saying about you. Here's a hint. If you've got faded siding, peeling paint, or a color that makes you think of shag carpets and 25-cent gas, your house may be the talk of the neighborhood, but not in a good way. A refreshing new look is more than just slapping on a new coat of paint. It's getting the look exactly right with flawless prep, protective coatings, clean lines, smooth finishes, and zero headaches. Not every old painting company can do that. Spartan can. They prep it, protect it, and paint it right the first time. Spartan will also match or beat the price of those corporate painting chains. And every project is covered by a 7-year warranty. You'll get peace of mind along with a boost in curb appeal. Your house will be saying all the right things about you. Spartan also handles commercial jobs as well as residential. Google Spartan Construction or call 317-649-5266 to get started on the new look your home deserves. Spartan Construction Group. Painting exteriors, transforming impressions.
Turn your tax refund into new floors at Drexel Interiors. Luxury vinyl and carpet on sale now. Visit them in Carmel on River Road or on North Shadeland. Online at drexelin.com.
Here's the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Some early morning showers here. A few rumbles of thunder can't be rolled out. We're dry, partly cloudy this afternoon, a high of 64. Partly cloudy, cooler tonight, a low of 41. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey, 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Good morning, everybody. Casey and the dude have stepped away. This is Ethan and the Jerry filling in. That's Jerry Lopez, Indy Spanglish on the Twitter machine. And you can follow me at Ethan Hatcher, also on the Twitter machine. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hop on YouTube, give us a like, give the station a follow. Sure helps us out in the algorithm. We've got a show today, Jerry. The ballroom seems to be steaming right on ahead. We also have some security laps at the Hilton Hotel that we'll delve into retrospectively. And Micah Beckwith, the pastor lieutenant governor, I should say, of the state of Indiana, has stepped in it once again, this time calling band kids demonic filth. Fun times.
That's a tough one for me. So my kids all went to Westfield, so this one hits a little close to home.
Oh, okay. So you might be able to shed some insight on this. Looking forward to that conversation. Stay tuned for that in hour 2. But first, I got to gripe a little bit about Indy's traffic situation because there was this driver on my way into the station this morning that just pissed me off something fierce. I take a right-hand turn, onto Hamilton, onto New York Street from Hamilton Avenue. So I'm going westbound on New York Street, and down the road, a little eastbound from me, is a Jeep, and he is quite a significant distance away. So it's not one of those situations where I've misjudged and I've cut this guy off. No, he's way down the road. But he didn't think that was good enough. He thought I ought to wait until he passed because I'm driving down Hamilton, and here he comes, speeding on, comes to the oncoming lane of traffic, crosses a double yellow, no passing line, honks his horn, just so he can slam on his brakes and stop at the stoplight because there was a row of cars that was stopped at the stoplight over on State Street. What are you doing? Was it worth the fraction of a second extra that you may have gained by that maneuver? People are nuts. It's one of those situations where I wish that I had a James Bond device in my car so I could pop his tires, pow, pow, strain you on the side of the road. Take that, you jerk.
And I can break down my traffic gripe into 6 words.
Yeah?
Get out of the left lane.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it is. Everybody gets on the highway and just goes straight left.
It's a Hoosier thing.
The fast lane here is the right lane. It is nuts.
Hoosiers, bar none, are the worst about riding in the left lane.
And then they all drive like 4 miles an hour over the speed limit like they're the speed patrol or something. It is so frustrating.
Yeah, that's not what you're there for. That's the passing lane, suckers. And like, look, I'm bad about riding in the left lane, but I at least try to get over. If I notice somebody coming up in my rearview mirror and I'm not driving that fast and there's a spot open next to me, yeah, I'll get on over and you can pass me, buddy. I don't care. No skin off my nose.
Listen, winter season is your opportunity to be in the left lane. This is my chance.
But speaking about people who need to slow their roll, the ballroom is moving full steam ahead. And look, I was supportive of the ballroom. I thought that, yes, we probably need to have an official event center. And what drew me in was Trump's promise that it was all going to be in private donations. No federal funds, no taxpayer funds necessary for the construction. Now, all of a sudden, Lindsey Graham is introducing legislation that would offer up to almost $500 million, $400 million for the construction of this marble floor, gold gilted ballroom. And I got a problem with that.
We're going to introduce legislation that would authorize $400 million to be spent to build the presidential ballroom. Underneath, there will be a lot of military stuff. There will be a Secret Service annex, and we've paid for it by offsetting it with custom fees. But the estimate is $332 million. We're going to do $400 million because I think it's probably going to take more. Private donations can be used, but I think they should be used for buying china and stuff like that.
Give me money. Money now.
There is no offsetting the cost for this construction if it's taken with federal funding. Jerry, we are operating at a deficit. Every dollar we spend is a dollar we don't have. Every dollar we don't have that we spend is an extra added dollar of inflationary pressure.
Yeah, I'm on the fence on this one. So yeah, the no taxes, we're not paying for that was a great start. I don't necessarily mind paying for something that's at the White House that's going to be part of our country for forever. I don't want to hear about $400 million if $200 billion can be taken out of different agencies and nobody even notices. We have this money somewhere.
Here's the issue with that, Jerry. We really don't. And Americans are being asked to make sacrifices. We're at war right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I'm being asked to make a little sacrifice, what's the phrase? What's the phrase, everybody? Oh, that's right. Short-term pain for long-term gain. Well, if I'm having to feel the pain, then I think the White House should be feeling a little pain too. I don't think that they should be building a venue that, let's face it, is for these exclusive parties for political elites.
Like hosting, yeah.
You're right. You can party after the war is concluded. We can finish, especially if we're using taxpayer dollars now, we can finish the construction after the war has been brought to a successful conclusion. And they're trying to use the assassination attempt at the Hilton Hotel of Donald Trump by this crazed maniac as justification for building the ballroom. But one eagle-eyed reporter pointed out, there's a problem with that. The ballroom doesn't have the capacity to hold the White House Correspondents' Dinner. It doesn't. Different capacities, has about half the capacity, and Lindsey Graham didn't have a very compelling answer for that problem.
No one's arguing against reevaluating some of the security around the Correspondents' Dinner, but that is a private event at a private location for a private organization. It's not held by the White House, and it had twice as many guests as this proposed ballroom would hold. So why do you find it appropriate to link these two events so closely?
Well, I find it appropriate if you're going to have the President of the United States, the Vice President of the United States, the Speaker of the House, and half the cabinet in a room, the room matters. And the idea that you can't do this in the ballroom will be up to the Correspondents Association. It is insane to do this again. Anybody who suggests that we have an event like this in the times in which we live, in a facility like Hilton, that's crazy.
I could not concentrate on what this old man was saying.
Jerry, give me the over-under on the odds that a politician or even a president at some point in the future is going to have another event at a relatively unsecure location, like another Butler, Pennsylvania.
It'll happen this year.
Of course it's going to freaking happen. So just get out of here with those lame-ass excuses and don't put me in a situation where I can't believe I'm about to utter these words, Jerry. Oh, my God. Put me in a situation where I might agree with at least one thing that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has said. This is
it's too early for this.
Yeah, no.
Jeez. Hey, I'm out of here.
Yeah,
this is
a problem. But listen to her. Listen to her. She.
It's too early, dude.
She may have a point. Hold on.
The president wants this new ballroom that he's been trying to construct as a way to move ahead and protect himself and others during these big events. Is this something you would support authorizing in light of what happened on Saturday?
No. The president, let's be very clear here. The president he demolished the East Wing of the White House, a historic jewel of the American people, and he started to build this ballroom long before any incident. He also promised the American people that this was going to be built with private dollars. And so the idea that they are now trying to change the rationale for this in retrospect doesn't quite add up.
Why would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
Oh, okay. Call him the East Wing, the office, the office wing of the White House, a jewel of the people of America. Now, that's a bit of a stretch, but politics is an expectations game. And Donald Trump set the expectation that this would not be paid with taxpayer dollars. It would be privately funded. He said this on multiple occasions. It wasn't an offhanded remark. So I feel like it's fair when people hold you to that expectation. You can't cry foul when somebody calls your bluff.
No, it's 100% true. And I'm a Trump guy, but yeah, he did say that, and it made it easy for me to defend. He shouldn't do this. It's like, we're not going to pay for it. We're good. But also, I have never heard AOC complain one time about the taxpayer paying for anything.
Oh, sure. No, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not on the AOC train at this point.
You have
she's
one
full of
foot
crap.
on. You got one foot on.
She even had some crap in there calling it the jewel of the American people. Yeah, I mean, so, but a broken clock is right twice a day. And Donald Trump most certainly set the expectations when he said that it wasn't going to be paid for with taxpayer funding. That was part of the reason why I was fine with the ballroom. Like, oh, okay, well, look, Donald Trump, he's wheeling, he's dealing, he's a builder. Let's get this done. That's what he said anyway.
So, and just in closing, I wanted to, you've read a lot. We're building a ballroom for 150 years. They've wanted a great ballroom at here, even a ballroom, not a great one. Just give me a room, because this is a very small room. It will be the most beautiful ballroom anywhere in the world. So we did this, no charge to the taxpayer whatsoever. This was all donations made by friends of mine and people that love our country. It will be totally tax-free. Not one penny of tax will be donated to this.
Don't lie to me.
So where'd the dollars go? Where'd the funding go? He made it sound like it was already in the bag, like people had already made the contributions. So was he playing fast and loose with the truth there, Jerry?
I mean, it sounds like it. The problem with today is there's receipts.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was great. Yeah, there'll be no tax dollars. Everybody's sweet. Well, now a couple months later, you're like, well, hold on. We need a lot of tax dollars.
Like, also, I'm fine with this being a side project, but right now it seems to be taking center stage, and I'm not okay with that, especially when Trump is failing to deliver on other core campaign promises that got him elected, primarily the affordability crisis. That's a real issue, and primarily turning his back on Middle East wars, which he's now compromised on by starting a war in Iran. Harrison Smith, conservative talk show host, kind of brought this to attention in comical fashion. The two things that he thought all Trump voters wanted to support.
Look, all I know is in 2024, I voted for two things, all right? I voted to go to war with Iran and to build a ballroom, okay? And as long as Trump can get those two things done, I mean, nothing else matters, I'm pretty sure. I know I speak for all of us, Trump supporters, when I said in 2024, we were promised two distinct things. We were promised war with Iran, that we'd lose. We wanted to lose a war with Iran, and we wanted to build a ballroom. And those are the only things that matter, folks. Other than that, deportations, who cares? Am I right? Getting rid of the welfare state and the hundreds of billions of dollars that are stolen from us. Small potatoes. We want a ballroom, Trump. We want a ballroom, and we want it now. And we want it to be big and magnificent. We want it golden. All right? This is what we care about. As Americans, we want to see gold-plated ballrooms for you to have parties in.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Like, look, when we're $38 trillion in national debt, this ballroom seems like small potatoes compared to the other problems that are facing America right now. Problems that Donald Trump had a golden opportunity to solve. And I want Trump to succeed. I want Make America Great Again to happen. So when I criticize Trump, it's not because I want him to fail. It's because I want him to succeed, and I want the American people to benefit as a byproduct.
Yeah, the ballroom wasn't even in my top 100 things I needed Donald Trump to do. It wasn't even something I thought he was going to do.
Right.
Didn't even camp at all. It was day one at Jeffrey Epstein, day one immigration.
There we go.
We got one of those.
That's
the other one never happened.
And like, look, at least he's been good on immigration. We can at least give Donald Trump credit for that. He's done a good job with immigration, even though now he's kind of started to waffle on that a little bit too, backing off the heavy-handed deportations after the ICE confrontations with Alex Preddy and Renee Nicole Good in Minnesota. You know, kind of bad press for the Department or Homeland Security.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Thanks for listening to 93 WIBC. Ethan and Jerry filling in for the morning show this morning. Casey and Jim are away. Coming up next, we're going to talk about some of the security failings at that Hilton hotel. Stay tuned for that.
Something just changed in Indianapolis radio.
Officers found a man with a gunshot wound.
One owner said a group forced their way inside, grabbed cash, and then took off.
Indy's most watched news team just joined the most listened to news station in Indianapolis.
Fox 59 News.
You are listening to 93 WIBC.
Fox 59 and 93 WIBC. Together, keeping you in the know while you're on the go. 93 WIBC.
Party people, what's going on? It's Hammer from the Hammer and Nigel Show. For my friends at We Grow Hair Indy, WeGrowHairIndy.com. Darren Andrews and his amazing team, they told me flat out, we can fix that big bald spot on the back of your dome. So if you're anything like me and you want to look better, contact We Grow Hair Indy, WeGrowHairIndy.com, or call 317-522-2995.
When Dugan Air began servicing Johnson, Shelby, Bartholomew, Brown, Morgan, and Marion County over 17 years ago, they focused on a great customer experience. That has grown into the Dugan difference. Dugan is always looking to go above and beyond for their customers, consistently giving top-notch service every time. You will be taken care of. Dugan Air is your American Standard Mitsubishi Electric Elite Ductless Pro dealer. Go DuganAir.com. Go DuganAir.com. Dugan Air.
Premium service, no shenanigans.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
May means something different in Indy. It means weeks of celebrating speed, tradition, the American dream. The official month of May in Indy revs up with the Sancio Grand Prix May 9. See the stars of the NTT IndyCar Series up close as they battle on the hair-raising 14-turn IMS road course. There's a seat for you. For tickets and info, go to IMS.com. United, we race.
When your to-do list is tough, you need equipment that keeps you moving. At Koenig Equipment, our ready-to-go John Deere tractor packages make it easy. Get the tools you need for mowing, lifting, hauling, and more, all in one complete package with one simple payment. Powerful, practical, ready for work. Visit KenigEquipment.com to find your package, locate a store, and even apply for financing online. When your land is counting on you, you can count on Koenig.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses for a limited time. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Make Mother's Day memorable. Enter to win a $100 prize from Sundown Gardens and Miss M's Home and Garden and get a $20 coupon. Details at WIBC.com.
This hour is powered by Sundown Gardens, Hamilton County Spring Nursery Headquarters.
Thanks for listening to 93 WIBC. I'm Ethan Hatcher. That's Jerry Lopez. This segment, we're talking about the security failings of the Hilton Hotel. Man, Jerry, whoever was in charge of security, just like Butler, Pennsylvania, needs to be fired immediately because it was even apparent to civilians on the ground that this was a potentially dangerous situation. This was Fox 5 on a hot mic talking about the lax security ahead of the attempted assassination.
I love that they have like two random chicks holding the front door open. We're not even trying anymore. It's not even like, I just mean like they're not even like Secret Service people. It's like the girls who work here are holding the door. Even if it was the guys, it wouldn't even make it better. It's like it's just like they might as well put a doorstop in. Like, they put up a doorstop and a scarecrow. This guy.
Yeah, that's a ticket.
Yeah, if you're putting two unimposing female staffers who don't even work for Secret Service, they're just employees of the hotel, and you're putting them up front to an event where the President of the United States is appearing, that's a problem.
Yeah, so Tony Kinnett from Tony Kinnett Cast was in attendance, and he said he just waved something and walked right through. Like, no, he said even he was a little, like, jarred by how easy it was just to get in there.
That's what complacency looks like. They are in what's assumed to be one of the safest locations on planet Earth where security is canvassed across the entire city, but especially, one would assume, in the presence of the President of the United States. But it gets even worse, Jerry, because it wasn't just the President of the United States. It was the Vice President. It was the Speaker of the House. It was several other members in the chain. Director of the FBI in the chain of command. So, I mean, it could have been a lot worse than that, which was also noted by one of the Fox News correspondents reporting on her observations after the assassination attempt.
Security seemed lax. I mean, I thought the security coming into this studio today was better. I had to show my passport. None of that happened at the Washington Hilton, which of course is where President Reagan was shot so many years ago. Then getting in there, Scott Bessent remarked to me immediately, I can't believe that you've got the President and the Vice President on the table at the same time. And then you look around the room and you had the top 8, apart from Chuck Grassley, the top 8 in the line of succession, cabinet secretaries. You had, Mike Johnson, who would have been after J.D. Vance. If anything happened to J.D., he was there. He had to get bustled out. You had Marco Rubio. He was at the table next to us. You had Scott Bessent. Pete Hegseth.
Sean was there.
Exactly. So all of those cabinet secretaries are the next line of succession. So 92-year-old Chuck Grassley, God forbid, I think we were all very lucky that it was a lone gunman.
Yeah, nobody wants to be stuck with Chuck Grassley. But what happened to the concept of a designated survivor?
I'm actually looking it up right now to see who it was.
Well, Okay, am I crazy?
That's still a thing. That is a thing.
Yeah, well, I thought that they didn't even allow the president and the vice president to fly on the same airplane together, for reasons in case the worst were to happen. And they had not only the president and the vice president in the same room, but they had up to 8 extra members in the chain of command that were also attending this event. That's nuts. I mean, did you find an answer to that?
Yeah,
question?
I got an answer. We're not going to like it.
Oh.
All right, so Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt confirmed on Monday, this past Monday, that no specific cabinet member was chosen to be formally designated as the designated survivor.
Wow.
They didn't even know who it was going to be.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. They dropped the ball, and they dropped the ball big time. And it's not even the first time that somebody attempted to assassinate the president at the Hilton Hotel. 40 years, and they forgot the lesson. This is a problem, Jerry.
Did you see when they evacuated them off the stage? When Eagle 2 is being taken before Eagle 1. That's a problem.
Yeah.
It feels like a setup. They just let Trump sit there for about 2 minutes hanging out, and JD's snatched off the stage.
Well, he was looking at everybody else panicking, and he kind of laughs to himself like, first time.
This is what we do.
Yeah, this is what we do. Fight, fight, fight. He was looking for another photo opportunity, but they scurried him off the stage. That's not the only thing that's happening in the news this week, though. Also, stunning indictment of James Comey, former FBI director, who now has a warrant out issued for his arrest, as announced by Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche.
Today, a grand jury sitting in the Eastern District of North Carolina returned an indictment against James Comey on 2 counts. The first count is that on or about May 15th of last year, he knowingly and willfully making a threat to take the life of and to inflict bodily harm upon the President of the United States. Count 2, same day, May 15th, 2025, that the defendant, James Comey, knowingly and willfully transmitting in interstate commerce a communication that contained a threat to kill the President of the United States. Both of these counts carry a maximum term of imprisonment of 10 years.
I'll tell you what you get. The police. Get what you deserve.
So I have my thoughts on this, but I'll cue you up first, Jerry. What is your impression from this announcement of the indictment?
All right, so for those of you that don't know, allegedly there were seashells that were found on the beach as he was walking, and it said 8647. And that was something that was going around a lot then.
Yeah, I think he posted something to the effect of like, "Oh, look at these seashells that I just found on the North Carolina seashore. What a coincidence."
The jarring part to that is the second count, right? For the using a transmitting on interstate. It's like he posted it on social media.
He did it while he was on the highway, and that's
crazy.
where the second charge comes from.
I mean, listen, if James Comey goes down for this, which I don't think he will.
No,
he's not going to. But
no.
But like, there's a lot of people. If they're going to get him, there's a lot of people that are in trouble.
Here's my take. I am fine with James Comey getting heckled a bit and the weaponization of the Justice Department getting unleashed on James Comey, because they were willing to do it to President Trump. They were willing to weaponize the DOJ first, so turnabout is fair play. You are just falling victim to the system that you helped establish, James Comey. So I really don't have any sympathy for him in this regards. And, of course, he posted a response to his Substack after the indictment was announced.
Well, they're back. This time about a picture of seashells on a North Carolina beach a year ago. And this won't be the end of it, but nothing has changed with me. I'm still innocent. I'm still not afraid. And I still believe in the independent federal judiciary, so let's go. But it's really important that all of us remember this is not who we are as a country. This is not how the Department of Justice is supposed to be. And the good news is we get closer every day to restoring those values. Keep the faith.
Loser. Hey, I've heard this call before. I'll bet you have.
Not how the Department of Justice operates? Wrong, James Comey. This is how you and how the Democrats weaponized and operated the DOJ for 4 years under the Biden administration. So excuse me for not feeling a lick of sympathy for you when the same thing is happening to you now. And I agree with your assessment, Jerry, that nothing is probably ultimately going to come of this, which is why I'm okay if we frog march James Comey and make him do the mug shot and make him waste some money on some lawyer fees and make him waste his time defending this in court, because you already made the President Trump do the same thing, bucko.
Yeah, if I'm President Trump, I'm coming after everybody.
Yeah, so don't cry foul now. But speaking of people who are crying foul, I have Jarrett Lewis giving me death stares from the news booth, because it is time for WIBC News with Jarrett Lewis.
93 WIBC Mobile News, on the level, on the go.
He says they're falling apart. I'm Jarrett Lewis. It's 9:33. This report is brought to you by Window Nation. President Trump now claiming that Iran is in a state of collapse as the White House targets the country's shadow banking networks. Fox's Jackie Heinrich reports from the White House.
President Trump posted to Truth Social this morning, Iran has just informed us they're in a state of collapse. They want us to open the Strait of Hormuz as soon as possible. And that may be because Iran's oil infrastructure is about to explode. Late last night, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent told our colleague Edward Lawrence of Fox Business, Karg Island is nearing its capacity for storage, and the Iranian government is losing $170 million per day in revenue.
And in a major shakeup in the Middle East, the UAE says it is leaving OPEC. Analysts say the country can make more money outside of it. A DHS funding bill remains stalled in the House as the partial government shutdown is almost in its third month. Republican Congressman Rick Crawford told Fox Business's Mornings with Maria the chamber needs to work quickly to get the bill passed, adding the shutdown is taking a toll on the Secret Service.
These Secret Service guys, they're working out of their own pockets. They're paying for hotels with their own credit cards. They can't file their per diem, and so not only are they taking a hit personally, financially, but it's also a credit ding because they're loading up their credit cards and the interest accrued on that. We haven't even begun to calculate that.
House Speaker Mike Johnson said he has concerns over some problematic language in the funding bill passed in the Senate, and they're working on a new version. And Secretary of War Pete Hegseth is set to testify about the Pentagon's budget request before a House committee this morning, and the Secret Service Director is on Capitol Hill to answer questions from lawmakers wondering how an armed suspect got so close to the president and others in his cabinet at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Your opening bell report on 93 WIBC brought to you by Absolute Wealth Management. Markets, a little change. The Dow's down 28 points, 49,141. The S&P 500 is in the red 5 points, 7,138. And the NASDAQ up 40 points, 27,029. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
It's time. You've been putting off that kitchen or bath remodel long enough. What are you waiting for? Get started today with Boer Remodeling. Boer Remodeling customer Kathy had a bath remodel with Boer. Kathy, talk a little bit about your experience.
Our experience with Boer has been terrific. The process was so easy and seamless. When we decided to do a larger remodel of our first floor, Boer was the first company we thought of hiring.
And were you happy with the results?
The results are amazing, and we are so happy with our home and the work that Boer did.
Peter is another recent Boer Remodeling customer with a new kitchen. Peter, what was the best part about working with Boer?
We especially liked the active participation that we were able to have in selection of stone for the countertops. Really came out beautiful. The cabinets also came out very, very well.
The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. They'll guide you through the entire process. Start with a free consultation. Talk to Boer Remodeling today. That's Booher, BoerRemodeling.com.
If you're experiencing burning, tingling, or numbness in your feet, don't ignore it. These are common signs of neuropathy, a condition that causes nerve damage in the feet and legs. Left untreated, neuropathy can lead to serious complications, including muscle cramps, balance issues, and even permanent nerve damage.
Symptoms like numbness, tingling, and burning sensations can quickly progress, making it harder to walk and even stand. If you're dealing with any of these, it's crucial to act before any of these conditions worsen. Neuropathy is treatable if caught early. At Nexus Neuro, we've helped thousands of patients improve their condition by addressing nerve damage early on. If left untreated, neuropathy can lead to dependence on walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputations.
Don't wait. Call 463-400-FEET to schedule your free neuropathy nerve damage screening. Early intervention can make all the difference. The first 25 callers will receive this screening at no cost, but space is limited. Call 463-400-FEET. 463-400-3338. Take control of your well-being today.
For 45 years, Dish has been connecting America with the best in family TV entertainment and advanced technology at an unbeatable value. And that commitment continues with our new 45th anniversary special offer. Get the lowest price in satellite TV starting as low as $89.99 a month. In a world of rising costs and hidden fees, Dish stays transparent, reliable, and honest, just like our founders intended. Learn more by calling 888-ADD-DISH or visit dish.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Your home is more than where you live. It's your biggest investment. And at B-Window, we help protect it. Upgrade to high-performance windows and doors designed to increase your home's value while dramatically reducing energy costs year after year. With 0% financing for up to 2 years, upgrading your home can be completely worry-free. Plus, for a limited time, buy any product, get the second at 50% off. Schedule your free in-home consultation at bwindow.com. Trust local, trust your home to beat.
Trust me. Yeah, Hammer's going to tell you about this amazing sale going on right now, Window Nation, windownation.com. It involves 0% interest financing and saving a ton of money on brand new, professionally installed, high-quality windows. I had them installed in my house. They were in and out within a day. Left my place cleaner than before the install. 45,000 five-star reviews online with Window Nation.
This is a mega sale. This is legit. Window Nation's the more you buy, the more you save sale. It's happening right now, where you could get up to 50% off all window styles for your home. Plus, you could get them with 0% financing for up to 5 years. All you have to do is schedule a free consultation. That's right. Speak to somebody for free. Ask all the questions. WindowNation.com. Hurry, the sale ends soon. WindowNation.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I've been around for a long, long year. Stole many a man's soul of faith.
Welcome back to 93 WIBC. I'm Ethan Hatcher, and that's Jerry Lopez sitting next to me. If you haven't done so already, go to YouTube. Find us at WIBC. Give them a follow as well. Give the stream a like. I see we're sitting currently at 27 likes. Got to pump those up, Jerry. Those are rookie numbers.
Yeah, those are baby numbers. I don't know if I feel like doing push-ups today. We're
not
going
to do the push-ups. That's a game of diminishing returns there. But look, I think we can easily get to over 100 likes before this show is done, especially because we're getting ready to dunk all over Ilhan Omar. That's got to be worth a like, right?
I mean, listen, what you're about to hear right now is worth about 50 likes by itself. This is crazy.
So do us all a favor, and it lets the digital department know that you like what you hear. Hop on the YouTube machine, give us a like, and listen to what we're about to tell you about Ilhan Omar, because, man, nobody has more contempt for their constituents than Ilhan Omar. She hates the American people, and she especially hates if you voted for Donald Trump. She thinks you're an idiot. She calls you dumb routinely if you voted to make America great again. But seems like Ilhan Omar might be the one that's missing a few IQ points, because recently a clip has resurfaced. This is over a year old. I'm not sure how it didn't go viral.
Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that.
No, this was back in, I think it was January, February of 2025, when Donald Trump was talking about invoking the Aliens Act as a means to go after illegal immigrants and gang members in the United States, and she was crying foul over that, and tried to give us a history lesson, but made an enormous blunder in the process. Jerry, can you remind me how many world wars have we had?
I think it's just 2.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah, because they usually put the 2 numbered, like the line
Roman numerals.
Yeah. So it's WW and then line.
Yeah, those are Roman numerals. 2. Well, evidently, Ilhan Omar, not familiar with Roman numerals, because she skipped a few world wars. She got ahead of herself.
The last time the Alien Enemies Act was invoked, it was used to detain and deport German, Japanese, Italian immigrants during World War XI. 2.
Right.
11.
1, 2, 5. 3, sir. 3.
What happened to World Wars 3 through 10? Skipped all the way to 11. Wow.
They didn't get the media for that in Somalia.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. She missed that.
You know what? What's crazy to me is, as much as these people talk about how much they hate this country, why do they keep coming here then?
Right.
Go
Yeah.
somewhere else. You didn't have to come here.
Yeah, or you could fix Somalia for that matter. Since you can fix America up, I think you'd be much better suited to fix Somalia first. How about that? How about them apples?
Yeah, but there's less places to take fraud from, though, in Somalia.
Oh, right. Well, speaking of fraud, the other reason why Ilhan Omar has been in the news lately is because of her financial disclosures submitted to Congress. There was a bit of an accounting error, Jerry.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. It went down from 30 million to 90,000.
Just a rounding error.
Yeah, just a rounding error. I'm sure her accountant regrets that. Bit of a mistake, and so naturally, people are asking questions about this. How did you make nearly a $30 million accounting error on your disclosure? And what's really true? Was the first figure true, or is this figure true? Certainly bears a little bit of investigation.
That's a lot of money to just be like, we don't know what happened to it.
Poof.
That's a ton.
Poof.
I got to
It's
explain $500. I can't imagine, 299 million, whatever.
Oh yeah, tell me about it, because it's a long story. I ended up making a late payment on my taxes last year, but I thought that I paid it all off, and I got an extra letter in the mail from the IRS. Turns out, because of the way interest works, I ended up owing them another almost $500. So they came after me for that $500. I'd like to see them go after Ilhan Omar as well. But of course, she was telling a reporter asking questions about this accounting error that she didn't owe her jack crap. Narrator says, but she didn't say crap.
Congresswoman Omar, the last time I spoke to you, you said that I was stupid for asking you about your financial disclosure, but there's some discrepancies on there. Would you like to explain that? How did you make such a big mistake on it?
Absolutely, you're stupid for asking me anything. I am?
Yes. Well, what about the American people who are wondering how you made such a big
I have
mistake?
explained it to the American people.
What's the explanation?
I have given them the explanation.
Do you want to tell our viewers? Because they're
I don't want to tell you, Jack.
Oh.
How about that?
Okay. Have a good day. Thank you, Congresswoman.
You dirty bitch! Look what you've done to my peonies!
They're marigolds.
I think she's right. They are marigolds.
I may not know my flowers, but I know a bitch when I see one. Oh.
Talk about catty, passive-aggressive. Okay, now, bye. Thanks for asking the question.
Yeah, to come to our country and operate the way that some of these people operate, and then not explain anything to the American people, is beyond me. She does not feel like she owes us a thing.
You make an excellent point. The arrogance that is dripping off of
You're a
these
guest
people.
in our country, basically. You've came here to move here, and we want to be part of it. You owe us.
You had a young woman in the state house over there in Minnesota who was talking about the value that Somali immigrants bring to their community, and she may have oversold it a bit. Talking on the theme of arrogance, she believes that Somali immigrants have built the economy in Minnesota.
So Somalis brought more than just built they didn't just build the economy, but we contribute to the soul of this great state. And I want to remind you that no human is illegal, ever. You are not illegal. Our neighbors are not illegal. And yeah, thank you.
Wrong, sir. Wrong. So let's leave the built the economy comment to the side for just a second. First, well, what if you murder somebody? Are you illegal then?
Well,
what if you rape somebody? Are you illegal then?
So she's like, playing some technicality on catchphrase words, right?
Uh-huh.
People are not illegal. Coming into this country without authorization is illegal.
There we go.
That's the game she's playing.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
It's the actions that
Yeah.
are illegal. The people are fine, but the laws they break are the basis for the illegality. It's pretty simple. But when you talk about building the economy, then how come 80% of Somali immigrants in the state of Minnesota and more broadly in the United States are on at least one form of welfare? You can't build the economy when you're sucking at the government's teeth. It's not how that works.
I mean, yeah, couldn't have said it better. And let's be honest, most of this money, this fraud is just going back to Somalia and leaving the country.
And it is fraud, something that was brought to light by Nick Shirley, who did the initial investigation in Minnesota and started asking the appropriate questions like, hey, where's all this money for the Quality Leering Center coming from? Up to, what was it, $12 billion, more than $12 billion
You want to
worth
hear
of
something
fraud
funny?
discovered in the state? Go ahead.
So Quality Leering Center, complete fake thing. I tried to buy a Quality Leering hoodie. Just took my money. I got scammed.
For real?
Yeah, for real.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
you got some...
So they ended up giving my money back, like, I don't know, maybe it was on Etsy or something like that. But I bought the hoodie, and then all of a sudden, the store's gone offline.
Ah, no.
Yeah, I was like, the captain got me again.
Yeah, it was Somalian getting you on both ends. They took the Quality Leering Center, and then they took your money for the Quality Leering Center merchandise.
Genius advertising.
But now Donald Trump is at least doing something that's worth some praise and worth some attention, because he sent the FBI in, raided more than 20 Somalian-run Quality Leering Centers across the state of Minnesota, as reported by Fox News this week.
Large-scale raids targeting federal fraud currently underway. Federal agents seen leaving the Quality Learning Center. And Brooke Taylor has more on that and what they're looking for. Brooke, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, we have had a photographer there at the daycare since this morning, capturing video of those federal agents just going in and out of the building, collecting evidence as part of the DOJ's fraud investigation in Minnesota. Sources tell Fox that federal agents are raiding about 22 businesses across Minneapolis this morning, and sources say many of them are tied to Somali-owned operations. All of this comes after that viral YouTube video from Nick Shirley. It was back in December. In that video, he visited different child care centers, and you'll remember they were either closed or there were just no children inside, despite receiving state child care funding.
This will begin to make things right.
And let me state it outright, no uncertain terms. This is the kind of work I want to see from the federal government. Full stop. I love this from Donald Trump.
Yeah, it's really jarring the amount of fraud that we have seen come to light in the past 6 months. And really, how much is there if there are 15 Nick Shirleys, what would we find?
If we've already found $15 million coming out of Minnesota, and we found, $15 billion
like
coming out of Minnesota.
198 in California.
$198 billion in California. How much more can we uncover? And we need to claw back every dollar we can at a time when we're already $38 trillion in debt. So good job on the FBI and the DOJ. They're doing the hard work that the American people ask of them. Thanks for listening to 93 at WIBC. Coming up next, some unforeseen consequences of pushing the scamdemic on American citizens. We'll tell you more details coming up next.
Hammer and Nigel show back at it. 3:06 this afternoon is when we crack the mic. Nobody has more fun than we do. Tommy Lahren will bring the heat on our show. Please join us.
Transform your home with Galaxy Concrete Coatings. You can say goodbye to cracked, stained, and dirty old floors and hello to durable, stunning surfaces that last. Their cutting-edge technology ensures a beautiful finish every time, and you get to pick out the color. Upgrade your home today by calling Galaxy Concrete Coatings. They're for garage floors, driveways, pool decks, and patios. And they come with a lifetime warranty and one-day professional installation. The phone number, 877-417-0635. You can find them online, too. GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com.
Jeff Thompson grew up on his family farm. Long days, hard work, and the kind of responsibility you don't learn from a book. He baled hay to put himself through Purdue and continued for years helping run the family's livestock and crop operation. When he wasn't in the field, Jeff was in the classroom, teaching chemistry, physics, and math, and raising 6 kids alongside his wife, Michelle. Faith, family, hard work, and lifelong learning. That's Jeff's foundation. In the State House, Jeff Thompson brings those same values to work every day. A conservative who believes in balanced budgets, protecting taxpayers, and empowering parents. This year, Jeff passed a bill to save homeowners over $1.3 billion in property taxes over the next 3 years. From the farm, to the classroom, to the State House, Jeff Thompson never forgets where he came from or who he's fighting for. Conservative, proven. Vote Jeff Thompson for state representative.
Paid for by Citizens for Jeff Thompson.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask like 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799. Optima Tax Relief. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Thinking about starting your GLP-1 journey? Go to orderlymeds.com/radio. Get access to proven GLP-1 medications, licensed providers, and a plan built for real life. All online. No guesswork, no wasted time. Just real people, real answers, real momentum, and support that actually lasts. Join thousands already seeing results. Start now at orderlymeds.com/radio. orderlymeds.com/radio. Individual results may vary, not medical advice. Eligibility required. See site for details.
Spring is fast approaching and a great time for a new Lincoln at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers. 0% financing is back. That's right, 0% for 48 months on new Corsair, Nautilus, and Aviator. Plus 0% for 36 months on new Navigator. With these rates, it's absolutely the best time to buy. Be sure to check them all out at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers. Our family serving yours since 1972.
0% APR for 48 months on 2026 Lincoln Corsair, Nautilus, and Aviator. 0% APR for 36 months on 2025 Lincoln Navigator. Subject to credit approval. Offers end soon. See dealer for complete offer details.
See Kid Rock live with John Party on Friday, June 19th at Ruoff Music Center. One huge night of country and rock you won't want to miss. Get your tickets now at WIBC.com.
There is a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy. And God, I know I'm one.
Thanks for listening to 93 WIBC with Ethan Hatcher and Jerry Lopez filling in. Jerry, do you think management would be upset if we jettison the topic for this segment and just let the Animals House of the Rising Sun roll? Tony Katz gets to do it. He does Thursday Music Moment. I don't know why we can't get a couple of minutes to do that. I feel ripped off.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit, but
okay, we'll talk about the news that people really tune into the station because they want to hear. Who would have thought, Jerry, that lying to the American people, and good bumps music selection by producer Kev, by the way. He's always on fire with his bump music.
Always appreciate that.
But who would have thought that lying to the American people would have disastrous and unforeseen consequences? I'm referring, of course, to the botched scamdemic, the pandemic years of 2020 to almost 2023 before they finally gave up the ghost and started opening things back up again. Those are a miserable few years to be an American citizen. And because of the way that dishonesty was pervaded, now people have lost trust in medical institutions, in medical science itself, and vaccines because the botched rollout of the scamdemic vaccine. Now people are skeptical, and now they're opting out of proven vaccines. Now they're opting out of vaccines that actually work, and it's having some very serious consequences for the health of the American people. 2025, the biggest year for measles since it had been previously declared eliminated in the year 2000.
But because of that outbreak and another one in West Texas, 2025 was the country's worst year for measles since it was declared eliminated in 2000. And this year is on track to be even worse. Health experts say falling vaccination rates are a large factor in the rise. So we'll have to wait and see what happens.
That's worrisome.
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently.
So you had a epidemic that had been pretty much eliminated, but now because people are losing faith in medical institutions and vaccine science, now they're opting out of vaccines that work, and it's bringing back a sickness that we'd already eradicated. This is a problem and an unforeseen consequence of the lies that were told during the scandemic. Stay tuned to 93 WIBC. This is Ethan and Jerry.
No memory of hitting the car, no memory of the accident at all. I broke my pelvis
Fractured a couple of vertebrae, tore my rotator cuff, broke stuff in my left foot. Yeah, I felt really vulnerable, and I just needed someone that I could trust that would handle this affair for me. I called Hensley Legal Group. Throughout the process, they were communicating with me. I have zero regrets. They helped me make the best decision for my outcome. When it happens, do yourself a favor. Hire Hensley.
Get the Dugan Air Premium Service Tune-Up for just $57. Dugan Air, your American Standard dealer, won't just inspect. They'll fine-tune your air conditioner to perfection with a detailed 27-point safety check. Plus, Dugan Air's no-breakdown guarantee means you'll bask in comfort all summer long without worry. In Johnson County and South Central Indiana, experience the Dugan difference. Dugan Air is your American Standard Mitsubishi Electric Elite Ductless Pro dealer. Go DuganAir.com.
Premium service, no shenanigans.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications the top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Make Mother's Day memorable. Enter to win a $100 prize from Sundown Gardens and Miss M's Home and Garden and get a $20 coupon. Details at WIBC.com.
Thinking about starting weight loss treatment? GoodRx is here to help. We offer FDA-approved GLP-1 medications prescribed by licensed providers, including the Wegovy tablet, with straightforward pricing and pickup at your local pharmacy or delivery to your door. All from America's #1 prescription app. Go to GoodRx.com/weight loss to get started. GoodRx is not insurance. Cancel anytime. #1 prescription app ranked by a third-party study.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Dugan Air Heating and Cooling Mitsubishi Electric Studios, where a man and a woman were shot Tuesday night in Indianapolis. How Senator Banks is reacting to the new indictment of former FBI Director James Comey, plus more details about Monday's tornadoes in southern Indiana. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 10 o'clock.
James Comey is about to surrender. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The former FBI director will turn himself in and then appear in court this afternoon, facing a second indictment in the second Trump presidency, charged with threatening the president in a post on Instagram last year showing seashells on a beach that formed 8647. 86, a term that could mean remove or kill. 47, a potential Trump reference. But Comey, whose first indictment alleging he lied to Congress was dismissed by a judge, reacted to the new one on Substack.
I'm still innocent. I'm still not afraid. And I still believe in the independent federal judiciary, so let's go.
Tomorrow, the suspect in the White House Correspondents' Dinner attack, Cole Allen, returns to court charged with attempting to assassinate the president. Later today, the Secret Service will brief the House Oversight Committee.
Lawmakers want to understand exactly what happened and how the armed suspect got so close to President Trump, Vice President Vance, and other top-ranking government officials. This, as new reports suggest, that a gunshot may have hit a cell phone in the pocket of an officer's bulletproof vest, but it's still unknown if the suspect is the one who fired that round.
Fox's Todd Pyro. War Secretary Pete Hegseth is at the Capitol for a hearing starting now in the House, focused on a big increase in the military budget. It'll also face questions about the Iran conflict.
We have militarily defeated that particular opponent.
President Trump said that last night at a state dinner honoring Britain's King Charles. He added, "We're never going to let Iran have a nuclear weapon." And early this morning, he posted on Truth Social, "Iran better get smart soon."
Late last night, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent told our colleague Edward Lawrence of Fox Business, Karg Island is nearing its capacity for storage, and the Iranian government is losing $170 million per day in revenue. And the president appears to be embracing this next phase of economic warfare on Iran. The Wall Street Journal reporting this morning that Trump told aides to prepare for an extended naval blockade of Iran.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich. Oil prices are up 5%. Gas is up a nickel. AAA's national average for regular $4.22 a gallon, the highest since 2022. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Violence and the response to it. Cloudy, 56 in the Circle City. The high today at 64. Could see some sun at times this afternoon. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 10:02. A woman is dead after being shot Tuesday night on Indy's northeast side. IMPD responded to a home at around 8:45 p.m. The woman was in critical condition when taken to a hospital, but unfortunately died there. 2 people were detained by police, but later released after officers spoke with the Marion County Prosecutor's Office. Another incident from Tuesday night involved a man being shot on the city's east side. He is in stable condition. IMPD is asking for the public to step up if they have more information. Indiana Republican Senator Jim Banks says former FBI Director James Comey's social media post from 2025 a clear call for violence. During Saturday's White House Correspondents' Dinner, he told Fox's America Reports on Tuesday that Comey deserves to be indicted again.
Everyone knows what that post meant, 8647. Everybody knows what that means. He knew what that meant as well, and he should be held accountable for it.
And again, the slang 86 often used to mean kill. 2 tornadoes confirmed to be moving through Morgan County late Monday. One reached about 105 miles per hour and was rated an EF1. The other had 85 mile per hour winds at times, rated an EF0. Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service says their damage surveys take time depending on how quickly teams can reach the hardest hit areas.
And also depends on the amount of damage and how long the paths are. These were rather short-lived tornadoes, and so the damage paths themselves were not very long. And so it just takes less time to then rate those. So that's kind of why it was a little faster of a process than usual.
Updike says another tornado hit Jackson County northwest of Seymour with winds up to about 105 miles per hour. Beech Grove Mayor Jim Kaufman will soon be kicking off National Prevention Week with a special proclamation at the library. Here's Johnette Cruz.
The Beech Grove Drug-Free Coalition is using the week to highlight their Tree of Strength project, which focuses on kids aged 10 to 13. Executive Director Diana Hendricks says the goal is to provide positive alternatives before kids are influenced by negative peer pressure.
What we look at is what do they have to do in the community that's going to keep them busy where they're not seeking out behaviors that will cause harm to them.
The Student Decorated Showcase is now open at the library's Main Street branch, offering free resources and cope and support activities for families. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Nothing new this week from the Indianapolis Colts about possibly moving quarterback Anthony Richardson. There's also no word yet on any Kenny Moore trades. And more open testing happening today at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Right now, the track is being dried, so the open test of day 2 is on hold, but drivers and teams trying to dial in their cars for the 110th running. Scott McLaughlin is hoping to make it to the green flag this year.
You know, I'm looking forward to another opportunity, what happened, and now it's all about trying to change the focus, work hard, and, I felt like we went in there with a really good race car. We didn't show it. There's no reason why we can't do that again.
He wrecked during the pace laps in 2025. Indiana's own Connor Daly was the fastest in testing on Tuesday, topping a lap at 225 miles per hour. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
If you're experiencing burning, tingling, or numbness in your feet, don't ignore it. These are common signs of neuropathy, a condition that causes nerve damage in the feet and legs. Left untreated, neuropathy can lead to serious complications, including muscle cramps, balance issues, and even permanent nerve damage.
Symptoms like numbness, tingling, and burning sensations can quickly progress, making it harder to walk and even stand. If you're dealing with any of these, it's crucial to act before any of these conditions worsen. Neuropathy is treatable if caught early. At Nexus Neuro, we've helped thousands of patients improve their condition by addressing nerve damage early on. If left untreated, neuropathy can lead to dependence on walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputations.
Don't wait. Call 463-400-FEET to schedule your free neuropathy nerve damage screening. Early intervention can make all the difference. The first 25 callers will receive this screening at no cost, but space is limited. Call 463-400-FEET, 463-400-3338. Take control of your well-being today.
Jerry Lopez back in the saddle here at 93 WIBC for hour 2 of the morning show. And if you missed a moment, make sure to catch the podcasts uploaded to WIBC.com. And if you like what Jerry and I are doing on the radio this morning, go ahead and hop in the YouTube machine. Give us a like. I see 43 beautiful listeners have already done so, but I think we can I think we can push that past 100 before the show is out. It's so easy for you to do, but it means a lot for us, and it lets the digital department, it lets the management know that you like what's going on, that you appreciate what you hear on 93 WIBC. So let's dive in with the topic for this hour, Jerry Lopez, and this is something that I covered on my show Saturday Night on the Circle, which you can hear every weekend from 7 to 9 on Saturdays, which is Micah Beckwith deciding to cosplay as the Reverend Shaw Moore from 1984's Footloose. He thinks he's John Lithgow over here, calling band kids demonic filth. Why? Because they are playing 19th century opera music.
I mean,
where do you even go?
I don't know where you start with this. So complete disclosure. I mean, I like Micah. I know a lot of people don't like him. I Micah.
Don't like him. He burns my ass, and that's why I wanted to talk about this again.
That's fair. I will say, you got to keep in mind he's a pastor, so he comes from that point of view, right? This is where
I know plenty of pastors that aren't as uptight as Micah Beckwith.
Well, I will double down.
Who
on
also
that.
selectively be selectively uptight.
I'll
If you're
double
taking
down.
a look at the show prep.
You put a middle finger emoji in your post, which kind of gets rid of your whole point. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're going to be upset about people playing 19th century opera music, you might be upset about an obscene gesture like a middle finger. Pastors would never do such a thing.
Yeah, the whole thing is, what a weird fight to pick. What a weird fight to pick.
Well, I don't think that this is accidental. I think this is because he already picked a fight with Westfield in the past. Remember
when he tried to go speak and they had some issues.
Yeah, it was an agricultural issue, and he says that he was uninvited from speaking at the high school, and so he's got a bone to pick with these people. This is about a grudge. This is about settling a grudge. It doesn't have anything to do with the makeup or the costume choice or even the music selection of these band kids, which, look, if you have a problem with kids playing opera music, you're the one in the wrong, because I want more kids playing opera music. I want more culture in my society.
Less Cardi B.
Yeah, not less. Less Cardi B, more 19th century opera music, and this pearl clutching and hand wringing, and it's because the opera depicts adultery. Oh my, that's a big problem here. Part of storytelling means depicting the morality lesson, and not all of just because it depicts adultery doesn't mean it supports adultery.
So doesn't the story, this guy's cheating and then him and his mistress die? They get in a car accident and die or something like that.
Yeah, kind of like the end of Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad wasn't supporting you to start your own meth empire. Walter White's life fell apart. He died at the end of that. It wasn't an endorsement of crime. It was an examination of crime. And sometimes you got to be able to tell these stories for a morality play, which opera often examines. But here was Micah Beckwith trying to justify this. He doubled down on calling these band kids demonic filth when he went on with Fort Wayne's Whoa, Caleb Blakesley.
The big question that listeners want me to ask you is, what specifically you saw in that reel that led you to believe schools or a school like Westfield, loves, quote, giving the middle finger to Christian families?
Well, I was made aware of this from Christian students who attend Westfield, and they said they felt uncomfortable but didn't want to speak out because they were afraid to speak out. So they were not being seen. They were not being heard. So I didn't go looking for this. It was brought to my attention. And so when I looked at it, I said, yeah, this is demonic. Then we looked into it even more, and their theme for the drumline, let me explain this. It's the red line. And the red line follows the journey of knowing where boundaries exist, yet feeling an urge to cross them from the restraints of the fires of the Carmen fantasy. Now, if you don't know who Carmen is, it's a fantasy novel. It's a character, and this is a woman. She's a seductive witch. This is what self-identified. Her job in this opera that they are actually playing music from
my ex-wife.
is to seduce a husband and a father out of his marriage into an affair. So the music they're playing is from that opera. A seductive witch, her whole goal is to try to get a man to cheat on his wife, to destroy their family, and Westfield tax dollars are promoting this. And we pay a lot of freaking money in property taxes in Westfield. I mean, I get people all the time in Westfield, and their property taxes, conservative Christian families, are being used to stick it right down their throats. They're laughing at you. These administrations are laughing. They're taking your money. They're warping your kids. They're pushing demonic filth down their throats, and it's happening all over the state. I'm fed up with it, and if they want to fight me on it, then I'm your Huckleberry. I will do it every day, twice on Sunday. Let's go.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
That is such a vicious audio piece there at the end.
Thank you. Thank you for that. And did you catch the background music that was playing behind Micah Beckwith there? Do you know
demonic.
Do you know where that comes from?
Where?
Carmen.
That's a very popular piece.
That's one of the most recognizable opera or aria in operatic and classical music history. Everybody has heard that song at least once, whether they know it or not, whether it was intentional.
I've heard it. I didn't know what it came from.
It comes from Carmen.
The show that
demonic, demonic filth. Oh, please get a load of yourself. And here's my problem with Micah Beckwith, because he's running around and he's playing grab ass with Scott Presler, and you actually sat down with Scott Presler.
Yep.
I don't have a problem with Scott Presler's sexual preferences. That's his business. Consenting adults can do what they want in the United States, and I'm fine with that. If he wants to take pictures of himself and post it online, I'm fine with that. That's no problem to me. But if you are a pastor, and you are a pastor who are calling high school band kids, demonic filth for playing a 19th century opera, then you open yourself up to criticism for associating yourself closely with an open homosexual. I mean, if you think the Bible says something about adultery, wait until you see what it says about homosexuality. And you're a pastor, so he should know these things. And you're running around playing grab ass with that guy, somebody who is openly posting homosexual, homoerotic pictures of himself and sharing this online, somebody who got fired from his position in 2016 for having inappropriate sexual conduct in the office and then sharing those pictures online. But you're not doing any criticism for that guy. You're just fine with that guy because it salutes your political purpose. Because like Scott Presler is running around trying to primary Republicans who didn't support the redistricting efforts here in Indiana. So Micah Beckwith is willing to look the other way for that. But then he's going to call band kids demonic filth. I have a problem with that. I don't want to hear any moralizing from some guy who is going to look the other way when it comes to political affiliates' misconduct in the office, former misconduct in the office, where he was fired for inappropriate sexual conduct for his job, for having sexual relations in the office. Somebody who lacked the moral clarity to outrightly condemn his close friend and advisor, Nathan Peternell, who brought his convicted pedophile son into church, into Micah Beckwith's church, where he is also an associate pastor and endangered other kids in the process. You lack the moral clarity for that, but you suddenly find the gall, find the gumption to call band kids demonic filth. Screw off. To heck with Beckwith, I say. I got a big problem with that, Jerry.
That's a mic drop.
I mean, what else can you say? What else can you say about this guy? The hypocrisy is always oozing from Micah Beckwith when it comes to the mismanagement of taxpayer dollars. You know, treating himself to a real ritzy, real cushy $100,000 vehicle the second he gets into office. The other things that Micah Beckwith has done. I got a problem with this level of hypocrisy, and it doesn't have anything to do with Scott Presler's sexual preferences. That's fine. I'm fine if you are homosexual and you want to post pictures of yourself.
I'm 0 for 2 in marriages. I'm not going to tell you what to do in your relationship.
Right? No, it's legal activity.
Do you? But if you're going to be holier than thou, you got to the line's the line.
There we go. All I'm asking for is consistency here, and Micah Beckwith has none of it. That's the problem.
I mean, my issue is this. I didn't even know what Suzanne Crouch did when she was the LG.
I don't know what Micah Beckwith is doing
We're hearing
as the
so
LG,
much.
other than he's making a fool of himself.
It's crazy how much we hear the name.
Too much, because this is attention-seeking behavior. Because any press is good press in the world of Micah Beckwith. It just makes him the center of attention, and he thrives on that. He loves it. Thanks for listening to 93 WIBC. Ethan Hatcher and Jerry Lopez filling in. We got more content on the way, including some other Indiana politicians and aspiring politicians who are behaving badly. Details coming up next on 93 WIBC. Stay tuned.
Tony Katz.
The Bears looked at Indiana and they said, huh? And we, not being fools, said, I favor the Bears coming. We can make a turn and say, okay, what's the opportunity here? Okay, here's what we can do. No, we're not going to do that. No, you have to have skin in the game. No, we can do this, and here you go. I think people are going to question this toll thing, but I do think that we told a story even if we don't get it. I'd like to get it, but we did good regardless.
Tony Katz, mornings 6 to 9 on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Spring is here, and if your backyard isn't ready yet, now's the time to fix that. Hey, Pat Sullivan here. You know, creating the perfect backyard is kind of our specialty, and it all starts by taking the first step. So start by stepping into the Grill Palace. If you haven't seen it yet, you need to. We've got the Big Green Egg, Traeger, Napoleon, Yoder, Gosney, all in one place. Whether you're upgrading or buying your first serious grill, we'll help you find the right one. After that, step into our patio department, filled with comfortable, high-quality patio furniture in stock and ready to upgrade your space. And then make your way to our garden center. Annuals, perennials, hanging baskets, trees, and shrubs, with new shipments arriving daily, ready to bring your backyard to life. And before you know it, you've built a backyard you actually want to spend time in. So step into spring at Sullivan Hardware and Garden. 71st and Keystone, 49th and Penn, Cicero, and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan.
The exterior of your home says a lot about the owner. What you're saying about you. Here's a hint. If you've got faded siding, peeling paint, or a color that makes you think of shag carpets and 25-cent gas, your house may be the talk of the neighborhood, but not in a good way. A refreshing new look is more than just slapping on a new coat of paint. It's getting the look exactly right with flawless prep, protective coatings, clean lines, smooth finishes, and zero headaches. Not every old painting company can do that. Spartan can. They prep it, protect it, and paint it right the first time. Spartan will also match or beat the price of those corporate painting chains. And every project is covered by a 7-year warranty. You'll get peace of mind along with a boost in curb appeal. Your house will be saying all the right things about you. Spartan also handles commercial jobs as well as residential. Google Spartan Construction or call 317-649-5266 to get started on the new look your home deserves. Spartan Construction Group. Painting exteriors, transforming impressions.
Radio 1 Indianapolis is hiring. We're seeking an assistant accounting manager with a background in accounts payable, accounts receivable, and payroll. If you have at least 3 years of experience, at least a 2-year degree, and would love the opportunity to work in the broadcast industry, we'd like to hear from you. Please send your resume to Natalie at nsummers@radio-1.com. Come work for Radio 1. Send your resume to Natalie at nsummers@radio-one.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term.
Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Meet Drexel Interior's new cabinet line, Drexel Select. Premium cabinets with multiple colors and free in-store design. Get yours in just 5 days. Visit DrexelIN.com to upgrade your home today.
This hour powered by Miss M's Home and Garden, Johnson County's spring nursery headquarters.
WIBC. Host Ethan Hatcher and Jerry Lopez on the airwaves this morning. Hope you're enjoying what you hear. If you like what we're doing, make sure to hop on the YouTube machine, give us a like, give the station a follow. This segment wanted to discuss Indiana politicians behaving badly. Believe it or not, Jerry, it is not exclusively just a Micah Beckwith problem. We got a lot of bad actors who are elected officials or aspiring elected officials here in the state of Indiana, beginning with, I believe this is a Democratic state Senate candidate, correct?
Yeah, I mean, it's just somebody who is, we're gonna cut loose on this one.
Okay, so this is somebody who allegedly likes to do a bit of sampling of the old nose candy. He doesn't enjoy cocaine. He just likes the way it smells. Likes it so much that he was partaking on the campaign trail, allegedly, according to Fisher's police. This is a man by the name of Andrew Deslin, who was arrested Sunday night after a resident reported him initially for soliciting. They didn't want him in the neighborhood, didn't want him doing the old door knocking. And look, hey, being a former Jehovah's Witness, I know a thing or two about people who get pissed off when you knock on their door. We had a lot of that. And the old Jehovah's Witness excuse was, we're not soliciting. Soliciting involves asking for money. We are merely recruiting. We're spreading the word. We're preaching. It's a different activity altogether. And Andrew Deslin picked a line similar to that. He's not soliciting.
He did pick a line. I heard he picked a line.
Several lines.
Yeah,
allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah.
So